Before anything else, I just want to say this. Please listen to me for a moment. This is not a motivational video, and I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I just want to share my honest experience with you. If you don't like it, you can skip this video at any time. I completely understand. But if you're willing, just give me a chance to speak honestly. There are days when I feel like I have control over my mind, and then there are days when I realize how easily that control disappears when desire or lust shows up. When lust surrounds me, it feels like my thoughts stop listening to me, even though I started the day with good intentions. That feeling, it's exhausting. I'm not talking about desire as something evil. I'm talking about how overwhelming it can feel when it starts to take over your attention, your focus, and your sense of direction. Sometimes thoughts appear in my mind that I never invited. Images surface without warning, and urges show up without caring at all about the goals I had set for myself or the person I want to become. In those moments, it feels like I'm watching myself lose control in real time. What hurts the most is not the desire itself, but the quiet disappointment that follows. The feeling that I should be stronger by now, the feeling that I should have figured this out. Already, for a long time, I believed that controlling my mind meant completely suppressing desire. I thought that if I ignored it hard enough, avoided it long enough, or distracted myself enough, it would eventually disappear. But that never worked for me. All it did was leave me frustrated, mentally tired, and honestly angry at myself. The more I tried to fight desire aggressively, the more powerful it seemed to become. That's when I started realizing that maybe I was approaching this the wrong way. Instead of constantly trying to fight my thoughts, I started trying to understand them. I started noticing how desire enters my mind and how quickly I react to it without even realizing what is happening. I noticed that the problem wasn't that desire existed, but that I lost awareness the moment it appeared. I wasn't choosing anymore. I was reacting. That realization changed everything for me. Around that time, I started reading the writings of Miyamoto Musashi. I didn't read about him because I wanted to become a warrior or live some ancient lifestyle. I read him because I was searching for clarity. What stayed with me was how he spoke about mastery of the self. He didn't talk about perfection, and he didn't pretend that impulses disappear. He talked about awareness, discipline, and not letting the mind be dragged wherever it wants to go. When I read his words, I felt something shift inside me. I thought to myself that if someone living in chaos, violence, and constant danger could learn to observe his mind instead of being controlled by it, then maybe I could learn to do the same, even in a small way, not instantly, not perfectly, but slowly. I'm not Miyamoto Musashi. I live in a modern world filled with distractions, screens, and constant stimulation. My battles don't involve swords, they involve attention, for me. Control now looks like pausing instead of reacting immediately. It looks like noticing an urge and sitting with it for a few seconds longer than I did yesterday. It looks like reminding myself that I don't have to obey every thought just because it appears in my mind. And I want to be honest here, I still fail. I fail more often than I succeed. But there are moments when I don't give in, and those moments slowly build confidence inside me. What I've learned is that control doesn't come all at once. It builds little by little. One moment of awareness today becomes to moments tomorrow. One small pause becomes a habit. One conscious choice becomes proof that change is possible, even when I fail. I try not to hate myself anymore. I remind myself that desire doesn't make me weak, losing. Awareness does. Strength is not pretending that lust doesn't exist. Strength is acknowledging that it does and still choosing how you respond to it. Musashi didn't master himself overnight, and I won't either. But if I can control my mind just a little more than I did yesterday, then I know I'm moving in the right direction. Even if it's slow, even if it's uncomfortable, even if no one else notices. If you're struggling with this too, I want you to know that you're not alone. If you feel surrounded by desire and disappointed in yourself, that doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're human. Control is not about winning every battle. It's about staying present long enough to make a choice when it matters. Little by little, this was just my experience. I'm not giving advice, and I'm not claiming to have answers. I just wanted to share something real. If this resonated with you, I'm glad you stayed. If it didn't, thank you for giving me a chance anyway. This is Thinking Place.